should the Clippers try and trade Kawhi Leonard this offseason and just full send on a rebuild? Because I don't think they have any other option.
I agree. I think they need to. And yesterday we were talking about Miami and how they've been trying to acquire Giannis for the last couple of years, and I'm sure they'll try and do it again, and who knows if they'll be able to. And we were throwing out other players that maybe they could go after. With the Clippers season ending, I think they should definitely be calling the Clippers and checking in on Kawhi and seeing what the Clippers would be willing to give up and part with Kawhi Leonard. This whole thing started when they went all in and they traded all those picks for Paul George to pair him with Kawhi Leonard. I remember waking up to that.
I saw Stephen A. Smith say that he thinks Kawhi blackmailed the Clippers into doing that.
Wow. I remember waking up to that Woj bomb, Pat. I was like at 2 a.m. and I'm just like, am I dreaming? Like, is this real? Did they just traded like 6 first rounders for Paul George? We thought the Clippers were going to be the next big thing, and it never worked out, whether it was injuries or whether the chemistry just was never there. Paul George never turned out to be the Robin to Kawhi's Batman that they were hoping. It never worked out. And you commend the Clippers for trying, for going for it. They felt like that was the missing piece to get them over the hump and win a championship. It didn't work, Pat, and you just got to blow it up and you gotta try again. That's the problem that so many of these organizations make. They have the superstar and they try to make all these different cookie cutter moves to make it work, and very rarely does it. They've given it more than enough time, right? They had that era with Chris Paul and Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan and Redick and all those guys when they looked like to be one of the better teams. They could never get over the hump. Then we had this new era with Kawhi and Paul George. That could never work. I think now it's time to move on and try to make it work. And especially with the draft class that we have this year, and the year after isn't going to be anywhere near as good as it appears right now that this year's is. Try to acquire as many picks as you possibly can for this year's draft. So, I mean, yeah, if you ship Kawhi off to some team and they're willing to give you, a first round pick, maybe multiple for this year, I think the Clippers should definitely start thinking big picture and try and blow this thing up and rebuild, because if they keep going down this road, this is what they're going to be, like at best next year, if they run this thing back, maybe they're a 4 or 5 seed in the Western Conference. Would you like this team to beat San Antonio? Would you like them to beat OKC? Like, of course you wouldn't. So couldn't even beat the Warriors last night. So I think they should. I think they should blow it up. Do I think they're going to? No, but I agree with you. I think they should.
He enters the final year of his contract next season. He does become eligible to sign a 2-year extension the day after the NBA Finals. Clippers can offer him a maximum of $126 million across those 2 seasons. So that's over $60 million a year. But again, I don't think it's worth it. I think they got to trade him, because you look at the other question marks they have here, PJ. They just got Darius Garland, and he's locked up for the next couple of years. I guess, unfortunately, I like Darius Garland, but he definitely hasn't been the same player over the last 12, 18 months since he had that toe injury that cost him most of the postseason last year in Cleveland. John Collins is a free agent. Sorry, he's gone. Bogdan Bogdanovic, who I forgot was on this team, they didn't even play him. They got a team option. He's gone. Derrick Jones Jr. is going to be a fixture for them, I would think. He's got 1 more year on his contract, but he's a great defender. They got Benedict Mathurin in that trade from the Pacers. I know a lot of people don't like Mathurin's game. I think he's great, and he's only 23, so I think he should become the face of that team with how much he can get downhill. He's a decent defender. He hit a bunch of threes last night, and then, they tried to force feed the ball to Kawhi. They should have kept going back to Mathurin. So I think this is Benedict Mathurin, Darius Garland, Derrick Jones Jr. It's their team, and then you find a way to build around them. Bradley Beal is also on this team still, PJ. Like, they got him in the trade in the offseason from Phoenix, got him for peanuts. He's got a player option. He's gone. Like, they just got to turn this whole freaking roster over here. It's been a disaster. And there's another debate to be had too. Is Ty Lue the coach that you want taking this team through a rebuild? Is that something Ty Lue wants to do? So you could be looking at Steve Ballmer just saying, oh my God, we might end up losing some fans. We're going to lose fans to the Lakers. And you know what? This $3 billion stadium that we just built, it's going to be half empty, but we got to freaking rebuild this thing, and we got to tank. We got to do what the Thunder did. They got SGA from us for nothing for that Paul George trade. That was a disaster. They have to tank now. And, it's going to be some lean years in Inglewood whereas the Lakers have Luka Doncic and at least a bright future with him and Austin Reeves. But I don't see any other way out for the Clippers. There are no moves to be made here to salvage this position. You've lost in the first round or before that in 5 straight years now. I mean, this is a terrible team.